Thank you so much for stopping in. This is the energy report beginning August 2nd of 2024. Before I start, I want to remind you that I just did a video about the month of August of 2024, an astro oracle report for all of August of 2024. That was yesterday. Today, this is the energy report for the week. It really starts the week, but it's like I've been commenting for the past month, maybe. It is a cascading. I mean, it just keeps adding, building on one another. So if you haven't seen the Astro Oracle report for all astrology signs, that's posted. And this today is the energy report beginning approximately August 2nd through 2024. This is the transmission I have. Stacking, cascading, repeating in different measures, staggering, layering energy. You have been repeating the cycles of learning that it is okay to be uncertain as you experience the transition, and it is okay to experience your learning with introspective self-discipline. You will you will still have bouts of confusion, delays, and some setbacks. So repeating the cycles of learning, if you don't learn in the first round, you have another chance to learn the lesson being offered. Overall, you have a realization that the typical approach to accomplishing or reacting doesn't work as well as it usually did. Thus, you will need to adjust how you manage the details of your life. At this time, you get the sense that you are finished with the cycles that have been repeating. However, there is some time remaining to perfect. This creates a building of frustration leading to stubbornness. Currently building energy to be aware of. That is a current building of awareness of energy that you should be aware of. While soon, the sudden breakthrough of the settling of the constructive work you have accomplished comes to be the dynamic flow of energy change you have been waiting for. Knowingly or unknowingly, you have been practicing. Now, without notice, your accomplishments will show strong and present will show strong and presents in your day-to-day living. You will start seeing it. You will begin to see the adjustments you have been successful at in your day-to-day living. This whole time you are in has overwhelming energy, events, and smoothness. Disruptive energy becomes enlightened, positively integrated, giving you a fuller picture of what is coming. You are experiencing introspection and expression. You want to move forward, yet you get pushed back. You have a dreamy distraction and serious reactions pulling you down to reality. You feel some relief and then get pulled back into the energy to repeat in an irrational way. Radical swings during this time. Choose your battles wisely. Think, act, and respond in a more strategic manner as you move forward. You eventually move through these despotic, contrary turbulence. You are strong. You are observant. You are resilient. This time in your evolution, transition of ages will be seen as a very powerful and dynamic time of change. And you are part of it. Now go boldly, go forward gracefully and intentionally. Ooh, whoa. So that's interesting. Okay. I, quite frankly, I almost didn't like taking this transmission. I mean, it was word after word in my channeling through automatic writing. That's how I do it. It was one word after the other, and it just kept building. I mean, the tension, I felt the tension building and building. Interesting. So basically, we can look at this as a catastrophic time, or we can manage it from a knowledgeable position. That's what we do, right? What we can do. We can either say, oh my gosh, this is catastrophic. I know I commented yesterday about the energy, the intenseness of the energy gets really overwhelming. But it's never, I never allow it to be me take it into a catastrophic situation. So my point, we can either make this catastrophic or we can manage it from a knowledgeable position, because we are being given information. We really need to keep our heads right now. We really do. It feels like a lot of pressure is being put on us that gives us distress. It's relentless. I mean, no kidding, it's relentless. It's relentless. But now, if we learn whatever it is, they're telling us, if we learn whatever it is that we're learning, whatever the situation is, if it's personal, if it's global, if we learn whatever it is in the first round, then we aren't full of anxiety right now because we've learned it. And so as we watch it repeat and repeat, some of those of you who are in a position where you have learned, you are looking at the repeating and the repeating, thinking, why aren't you getting this? Why aren't you understanding this? Why are you still going through that? Why are you still going through that loop, that process, that repetitiveness, the repeating, the cascading? Why are you going through it? So some of you are saying, can't wait to get out of this, but it also frustrates you by other people not understanding and not catching on. I guess that's a good word, is catching on. Catching on to the one. We learned that, we went through that lesson 2 weeks ago, and now it's being repeated and you didn't get it the first time. Okay, well, we're going through it the next time. And so then the third time it comes around, you're thinking, come on, catch on. We're all in a different place, but it's not only frustrating to the person going through the cascading, going through the repetition, not learning, it's just as frustrating to the person who has gone through the first cycle and learned, and now they're watching everybody else just flail around. I don't know if that's the right word or not. The anxiety of this energy of stacking, cascading, and not knowing where we are heading is really, the whole cycle, the stacking, the cascading, and not knowing where we are heading and when it will end. Excuse me. is another underlying energy that is really setting the equilibrium. It's all confusion. I mean, there's not one thing or another. It's everything going on at the same time at different speeds, at different intensities, and it's upsetting everybody's equilibrium, everyone. Let's take a drink of water, sorry. It's upsetting our equilibrium. And that is confusing. In the transmission, they said this whole time you are in has overwhelming energy events and smoothness, right? I mean, that's confusing. What does that mean? It's overwhelming energy events and smoothness. So you're overwhelmed by emotions and all this stuff, but then there's also smoothness. It's really drastic. Then they said disruptive energy becomes enlightened. And you're thinking, what? Yeah, disruptive energy becomes enlightened, positively integrated. We're learning. If we resist, it's disruptive. If we accept, let it come in, understand it, take what we need from the whatever, the learning, it becomes enlightenment. And then they said, giving you a fuller picture of what is coming. So everything that we're being shown, all the disruptions, all the smoothness, all the distractions, all the overwhelming events are giving you a fuller picture of what is coming. So even in this transmission, the energies are going back and forth. You know, they're going back and forth from disruptive to smooth, disruptive to smooth. I mean, even in this transmission. And as I recall from the August Astro Oracle report, it did the same, the cards came out the same way. This is a conscious trance channeling that I'm doing today. The August Astro Oracle report is channeling through oracle cards, whatever the oracle cards come up as or what. And then I channel a message. So even, I mean, this is really, I was curious, is there going to be any kind of consistency? It really sounds like the intense time we're coming into is going to be intense because this is very consistent information. It's channeled information and it's oracle card, tarot card information. So the bottom line, don't let your life become catastrophic through this time. Do not let your life fall apart. There's going to be pressures on relationships. There's going to be pressures on communication. There's going to be pressures, societal pressures. There's going to be the pressures of, I don't really want to say WARS type stuff, battles type stuff. There's a lot going on right now. And my energy typically does not go in catastrophe. It doesn't go there. I constantly look for, well, no, I don't look for it. I just receive the upsides. That's what my sources give me, is they give me the upsides. The last few transmissions have not necessarily been fully the upsides, but there's an upside to it. And the upside is that we can make it through. We know what we've been told. We somewhat know the outcome. No, we don't know the timing. No, we don't know how it's going to play out from this moment forward. We don't know. but we've been given indication of how it's going to play out, because they're showing us how it's going to, what was the word? A fuller picture of what's coming. They're giving us the fuller picture, and we have to pay attention. We have to pay attention to that fuller picture. And they say go boldly, go forward gracefully and intentionally. We need to respond in a strategic manner based on our own highest good. And our own highest good also pays respect to humanity. That's it. Pretty intense, but that's the message. Also, as I just want to remind you again, go, if you haven't listened to the Astro Oracle report, all signs, that was posted yesterday, please do that, because it really does. It's kind of it'll just give us a bigger, more information picture. All right. Thank you so much for stopping in. Thank you for being here. And please stay tuned, because there's a lot more to come.